We all crave acceptance. It's a fundamental human need to feel like we belong, to be part of a community where we are valued and appreciated for who we are. From the moment we are born, we seek connections with others, forming bonds that shape our identities and give us a sense of purpose. We want to find our place, our people. We look for those who understand us, who share our interests and values. These connections can bring immense joy and fulfillment, creating memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes the path to belonging is paved with pain. For some, the journey to find acceptance is marred by experiences of exclusion, rejection, and cruelty. The very places where we seek camaraderie can become arenas of torment. Ragging and bullying, two ugly faces of the same monster, prey on our vulnerabilities, leaving behind scars that can last a lifetime. These acts of aggression are not just physical, they can be emotional and psychological, deeply affecting the victim's sense of self-worth and mental health. This isn't about harmless pranks or playful teasing, it's about inflicting pain and asserting dominance. The perpetrators often justify their actions as just fun or part of growing up, but the reality is far more sinister. This is about systematic abuse of power, designed to humiliate, intimidate, and control. It's a deliberate attempt to break someone's spirit, to make them feel small and powerless. The impact of such behavior can be devastating, leading to long-term emotional and psychological trauma. It thrives in silence, feeding off the fear of those who suffer in its grip. Victims often feel isolated and helpless, afraid to speak out or seek help. The fear of retaliation or further humiliation keeps them trapped in a cycle of abuse. This essay will delve into the dark realities of ragging and bullying. We'll uncover the mechanisms that allow these behaviors to persist and examine the profound impact they have on individuals and communities. We'll explore their devastating impact, hear the stories of survivors, and most importantly, discuss ways to combat these harmful behaviors and create a safer environment for everyone. By understanding the root causes and effects of ragging and bullying, we can work towards meaningful change. Because everyone deserves to feel safe, respected, and valued. We all have a role to play in fostering a culture of kindness and inclusion, where no one has to live in fear of being targeted or mistreated. No one deserves to live in fear. Together, we can build a world where acceptance and compassion prevail, ensuring that every individual can thrive without the shadow of cruelty looming over them. Ragging is often disguised as a rite of passage, a way for newcomers to prove their worth. But beneath the surface of forced singing, public humiliation, or dangerous dares, lies a dangerous power dynamic. Seniors, drunk on a misguided sense of authority, subject their juniors to degrading acts. They justify their actions as tradition or just a bit of fun. But the reality is far more sinister. Ragging strips individuals of their dignity, replacing it with fear and shame. It fosters a culture of silence where victims are too afraid to speak out, fearing further repercussions. This isn't about building camaraderie, it's about asserting dominance through fear and humiliation. While ragging is often a one-time event, though its impact can be long-lasting, bullying is a persistent campaign of terror. It's about repeated, intentional harm inflicted by one person or a group upon another. It can take many forms: physical violence, verbal abuse, social exclusion, or cyberbullying. The bully might target someone's appearance, intelligence, social status, or any perceived vulnerability. The key element is the power imbalance. Bullies thrive on making their victims feel small, powerless, and alone. They feed off the pain they inflict, leaving their victims trapped in a cycle of fear and self-doubt. The wounds inflicted by ragging and bullying run deeper than any physical bruise. Victims often suffer from anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, and even post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. They may struggle to trust others, withdraw socially, or experience academic difficulties. The constant fear and humiliation can chip away at their sense of self-worth, leaving them feeling broken and alone. In extreme cases, the emotional distress can become so unbearable that victims contemplate or attempt suicide. The scars of these experiences can linger for years, impacting their relationships, career choices, and overall well-being. Section 5. Real Lives, Real Pain. Stories of Victims. In this section, we delve into the harrowing experiences of individuals whose lives have been deeply affected by bullying and ragging. These are not just stories, they are cries for help. echoes of pain that reverberate through the lives of countless victims and their families. Remember the freshman who took his own life after relentless cyberbullying about his sexuality? His story is a tragic reminder of the severe impact that words and actions can have on a person's mental health. The isolation, the torment, and the feeling of being utterly alone drove him to a point of no return, or the young woman who dropped out of college, unable to cope with the trauma of being hazed. She had dreams, aspirations, and a bright future ahead of her, but the constant harassment and emotional abuse she faced shattered her confidence and left her feeling hopeless and defeated. These aren't just headlines, they are stark reminders of the real human cost of ragging and bullying. Each headline represents a person, a life disrupted, and a family left to pick up the pieces. The pain and suffering extend far beyond the individual, affecting everyone around them. Behind each story is a life irrevocably altered, a family shattered by preventable pain. The grief and sorrow experienced by these families are immeasurable, and the void left by their loved ones can never be filled. These stories serve as a powerful reminder of the urgent need for change. We must listen to these stories, not with pity, but with a determination to understand the depth of their suffering and translate that understanding into action. Empathy and compassion are crucial, but they must be accompanied by concrete steps to address and prevent such tragedies. Only then can we begin to dismantle the culture of silence and create a world where everyone feels safe and respected. It is our collective responsibility to ensure that no one else has to endure the same pain and suffering. Together we can make a difference and build a more compassionate and just society. Section 6. Breaking free, finding help and healing. If you're experiencing ragging or bullying, please know that you are not alone. You don't have to suffer in silence. Reach out to a trusted adult, a parent, teacher, counselor, or helpline. Talking about what you're going through is the first step towards healing. Remember, it's not your fault. You deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. There are resources available to help you cope with the emotional fallout, regain your self-worth, and build a brighter future for yourself. Section 7. Prevention is key. The role of institutions. Schools and colleges have a fundamental responsibility to create safe and inclusive environments for everyone. This means implementing robust anti-ragging and anti-bullying policies with clear consequences for perpetrators. It's not enough to simply have rules on paper. Institutions must actively foster a culture of respect and tolerance through awareness campaigns, peer support programs, and open dialogues about these issues. They need to provide adequate training for staff to identify and address instances of harassment effectively. By taking a proactive approach, institutions can create a climate where students feel empowered to speak up and report abuse without fear of retribution. Section 8. Peers, silent witnesses, or agents of change. Often peers are bystanders to acts of ragging and bullying. They might not be the perpetrators, but their silence speaks volumes. It's time for bystanders to become upstanders. If you witness someone being harassed, don't stay silent. Speak up, challenge the behavior, and show your support for the victim. Report the incident to a trusted adult. Your actions, however small they may seem, can make a world of difference. Remember, true strength lies in standing up for what's right, even when it's difficult. By choosing kindness and courage over apathy and fear, we can create a ripple effect of positive change. Section 9. A future without fear, building a culture of respect. In this section, we delve into the importance of fostering an environment where every individual feels valued and safe. A culture of respect is not just a lofty ideal, but a necessary foundation for a harmonious society. Eradicating ragging and bullying requires a collective effort. It is not the responsibility of a single person or group, but a shared duty that involves everyone: students, teachers, parents, and community members. It demands a fundamental shift in our mindset, from accepting these behaviors as part of growing up, to recognizing them as the harmful forms of abuse that they are. We must understand that the emotional and psychological scars left by bullying can last a lifetime. We need to create a culture where empathy, kindness, and respect are not just values we preach, but principles we actively practice. This means taking proactive steps to ensure that our actions align with our words. This starts with open communication within families, schools, and communities. Encouraging honest conversations about feelings, experiences, and the impact of our actions can pave the way for a more understanding and supportive environment. Let's teach our children to embrace differences, to celebrate individuality, and to understand that our diversity is our strength. By fostering an inclusive mindset, we can help them grow into compassionate and respectful adults, and to stand up for themselves and others. Empowering young people to speak out against injustice and support their peers is crucial in building a resilient community. Let's break the cycle of abuse and create a future where everyone can thrive without fear. A future where respect and kindness are the norms, not the exceptions. The journey starts with each of us choosing to be part of the solution. By committing to these values and taking action, we can make a significant difference. Together, we can build a culture of respect that will benefit generations to come.